Who am I? Who am I really? Who do I want to be? Is it too late for me? These are the type of questions that play on repeat in my mind. It's said that the person you are today is the result of the decision that you made in the past. I believe that 100%. And with that being true, then I've been a lazy, introverted dreamer, a pothead with big ideas, but little action. Someone who talks about their goals more than they work towards them. And I know if I stay on this path, I'm going to become someone I do not respect. I'm going to live a life full of regrets. So the real question is, what am I doing about it? When I was younger, growing up in New York, I had a few Hispanic friends. I would go to their house, hear them speaking to their parents in Spanish, and I couldn't understand a word. Back then, I didn't think too much of it, but deep down, I thought, it must feel pretty damn cool to be bilingual. So I dreamt of learning another language one day, and that's honestly all I did. Dream. I've had a habit of finding things interesting and just wishing that I could do them, but never really following through, doing what I have to do to actually learn them. If I wasn't naturally good at something from the start, I'll give up. And even the things that I was good at, I never had the discipline to stick them out and become great at it. That way of thinking actually led me to a version of myself I wasn't proud of. Doing the bare minimum, quitting when things got hard, constantly fantasizing about becoming someone, but never taking real steps to actually becoming that person. So I asked myself, would I be okay with being that same person at 50, 60, 70? The answer was no. And that's when I knew if I wanted my life to change, I had to change. So I set out and I made a list of the qualities that I wanted in my future self. And then I got to work. It's been messy. Old habits will pop up, throw me off course, but somehow I keep finding a way to get back on track. I guess that's just life. And this is my journey of becoming the man of my dreams. After years of failed attempts to learn Spanish the traditional way, I discovered something called Dreaming Spanish. It's a language learning platform that promises that you can acquire the language simply by consuming comprehensible input. Basically, you watch videos in Spanish made to match your current skill level, using pictures, gestures, and clear language to help you understand without the need to actually translate word for word. Dreaming Spanish actually breaks down the language learning journey into stages based on how many hours of input you actually completed. And recently, I hit 800 hours, which moves me into the advanced, well, really intermediate advanced stage. It's actually a big milestone for me, and I'm excited to share it with you. Now, I'll be honest, I thought Spanish would be rolling off my tongue by now. It's not. I'm not even close to where I want to be. But truth be told, I'm light years from where I started. Today, I can confidently understand a native speaker speaking to me directly. Sure, I might miss a few words here and there, but I could overall grasp the overall message being spoken to me. And that's huge progress. As of lately, I've been incorporating some reading into the type of input that I receive. Even switched my phone language into Spanish. At this point, I can honestly say it's really just became a way of life for me. Not a single day has gone by where I haven't listened to something in Spanish. My original goal was 5 hours of input a day, and while lately it's been really tough for me to hit that mark, I usually get at least 2 hours in. Some days, I could even go all in and hit about 10, 12 hours. Overall, I stopped stressing over getting a shit ton of input in a single day. Now my focus is simple. Stay consistent, even if that only means I get 30 minutes in. So how did I reach 800 hours of input? Well, I started with the super beginning videos on the Dreaming Spanish platform. I stayed in that range until I reached about 150, 200 hours. After that, I switched things up and started watching an anime that I grew up with, shows that I already knew well in English. Doing that really helped bridge the gap of the comprehension of the things that I couldn't understand, but I was still able to follow along the stories because, of course, I already watched them. Unfortunately, I didn't start listening to podcasts until I hit about 450 hours. And honestly, I think that was a huge mistake. I should have started around 150, but hey, yo, you live and you learn, right? When I did start listening to podcasts, I began with Cuéntame and Chill Spanish listening practice. I ran through their full catalogs 3 to 4 times before leveling up. Somewhere in there, I gave no I thought to try early on, but it felt a little out of my reach back then. Instead, I was able to find Learn Spanish and Go with Jim and Mai. This was still a challenge for me, but it was manageable. After going through their full catalog twice, I circled back to No I Dos, and this time it was a perfect fit for my level. Somewhere around 400 plus hours, I added a native TV show into the mix. I started watching a Colombian show called Nuevo Rico, Nuevo Pobre on Netflix, and this is honestly the only show that I watch with the subtitles on, in Spanish, of course. I also picked a movie that I wouldn't mind rewatching over and over and over. For me, this was Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Why? Because I wanted to mimic how children acquire language. Think about it. As a kid, we all had that one movie or show we watched so much that we could recite word for word. That's the approach I took, and by repeating the same content, it helped me solidify the language in my mind. By doing these things consistently, I've been able to cross over 800 plus hours of input, building a solid level of comprehension for myself in about 6 to 7 months. But I'm not stopping here. I plan on keep on learning Spanish through comprehensible input, while also pushing myself into output. I want to start thinking more in my target language. I heard journaling is actually a good exercise for this. The only problem, I don't even journal in my native language, so this is already going to be a challenge for me. But it's a challenge I'm most definitely not going to run from, because I know it's actually going to bring me closer to my goals. If there's a skill that you always dreamt about learning, do it. Stop living in your head. Start taking the necessary steps towards becoming the person that you actually truly want to be. Your thoughts become your actions become your habits become your character, and your character become your destiny. What you do consistently will shape the person that you become. So keep growing, keep improving, and until next time, peace.